I'm Decathlon Gamer, and welcome back to Europa Universalis 5. This is Scotland, the game. Paradox has advanced it to version 1.3. That has happened in between the last stream and this stream. In fact, I think it was the next day after the last stream. So, the save is only partially compatible, so it's possible we're going to encounter some sort of complications. Immediately, complication number one is my queue of research has disappeared. Luckily, the research progress that we had on the current item in the queue remains, but if I unpause before refilling the queue, it's not going to progress any farther. It's not going to add any more. It looks like we were just about done with the current item in the queue. So that's first step. And after that, though, I'm not as aware of the changes for version 1.3 as I was for 1.2. I've been very, very busy the last couple of weeks. I've had a new game release. I had a mini vacation. I'm preparing for our proper vacation, our larger vacation here in a few weeks. And I also have an employee out today within the daycare, and so I'm going to have to keep this stream semi-brief, probably about 3 hours, as they are going to need some assistance down in the daycare to make up for the absence. So, yeah, a lot going on and a lot to get to. Let's just play. Let's get to it. So, research queue. Let's start with that one. Our average control is holding us back, by the way. So, addressing anything that will raise control is continually important. Army Doctrine. What are you going to give me for Army Doctrine? New law, policy, disembark speed. Don't care about that. Authority of the captain. Cavalry warfare. Large standing army. No, we're good on that power. Artillery power. And progress towards quality. Sustained discipline. That's probably, the infantry power and a heavy infantry power and quality. There's your answer there. You know what? Sure. It's a good one. 83% done. Wagon train. That feels new. That's a new, auxiliary. Yeah, so resource unit. We don't use those a whole lot just because we haven't ventured very far into other lands. The Hussars is the light cav that we're not using. Alleviate concerns. Antagonism decay. That's new. I don't recall that being there at all. Tolerance of true faith. Selling efficiency. Sounds like that's going to make us some money in trade. The two-decker. Heavy ship type. Maritime trade advantage. Maritime presence. Let's get down to that one. I know some of these were queued up previously, but here we are again. Medical school would probably be useful. Opera house. Integrate area. That was 100% on the queue. Frigate. Light ship. Jabek is a galley. One second. Let me get my... There we go. Screen up. There's a lot of good things in here. Maximum RGO size is a pretty dang easy one to just go ahead and get. We know it's going to lead to other things down the line. There's so many different options. And we're having to kind of bypass, at least temporarily, central bank. Maximum government bonds. Government bonds is a new thing. I'm not even sure how the government bonds is going to work. That's brand new. That is 100% a 1.3 edition. Well, okay, I can't say 100%. That's 99% a 1.3 edition. I certainly don't recall coming across that. Right to the crown. No, this is a good. That's too far down the line right now. Food production. It's a good money maker. Crown power. Crown power. Cabinet seeds. This stuff was all high on the queue before. Let me get the. I mean, look, we have stuff below it. We have stuff below it that are. Yeah, no wonder they reset our research queue. There's a lot of additional things in the. Yeah, there's another government bonds one. Okay, cabinet seats, possible urban rights, loyalty of subjects. Actually, is not going to be important anymore. As we're about to enter the age where loyalty is not going to matter. They're going to rebel regardless. Okay, well, there's a queue of 14. That gets us back on track there. And ready to play. In the short term, long term, we are, what, 5/6 of the way through this thing? Whoa! They have recalculated things. And instead of being 25th, we are suddenly a great power and third. Now, is that going to change a month later? I don't know, but they have really recalculated how things are done here. Now, is this still going to be the case 1 month from now? Am I still going to make 700 ducats 1 month from now, as we were in the last month? Now the Italian Wars event is ongoing and pops up on our... There's stuff happening. There's definitely stuff happening under the hood here, and we don't know that this is going to still be there for us. I think I have most of what I need right at this moment to form an empire. Oh no, what is not bed? Those are all there. The papal ban. There's a papal ban on empires. That's the only thing? Oh, come on. Oh, that is so lame. We are right there. I've wondered about that one before, though. I have wondered about that one. That is definitely not a 1.3 change. That was... Wait, no, they're demanding? Yeah, no, thank you, Saxony. To Volgast. Well, there's enough. There's kind of an old EU4 mechanic showing back up here for EU5. Major powers shift stances. Rivals and major powers have changed their country disposition towards us. Hungary, Bohemia, England can all make a CB for our land. Egypt might seek to make us a subject. Poland, Mali, and Novgorod are now indifferent towards us. I believe that would be all the great powers. France is not a great power. I'm only slightly weaker than France now. Militarily, yeah, we're not that far behind. Economically, we're still halfway behind. Population, we've nearly caught them for England. Perfectly balanced. Sure we are. Militarily, so much not perfectly balanced. They have no manpower. They have no manpower. So if you carefully fought your way through England, if you got them to take some sort of attrition along the way, they can't recover anything. 3,400 manpower. That's it. But 170k standing army. So you'd have to be able to deal with that 170k. We only have 48. That's significantly less. Significantly less. Right? Certainly under a third of what they have. And they have more levies than what we have. So you'd have to be very, very careful in knowing that they can't replenish. We can replenish. We could take 48 against 60 and lose a close fight, but ultimately come out victorious in that you're draining away those, say, 20k that you kill. Meanwhile, we can replace the 25k we lose quickly, though it would be very expensive, and then rinse and repeat until suddenly their lack of manpower catches up to them. But you got to play the long game for that. That would be tough. We have exceeded their manpower. We've noticed that before. We're 2 million. Population. We've exceeded their population. We're 2 million ahead of them, but we're still behind on Navy. We're still behind on the economy, but not by much. Wow, we've really, really caught up to England in this game. And the Ducats situation got worse. So they have also were number 4 a month later. So it didn't just suddenly drop back down to absolutely nothing. What is costing me so much? It's the Army and Navy. Army and Navy have been recalculated. That's for sure. That's been, everything else appears to be about the same. Trade income is still rather important for us, but we are making so much more money out of taxes. Cost of court looks a little higher than what it was, but we are not at a 100. Sorry, trying to get the lay of the land here with 1.3 and whatever changes we are facing. But this, we were at 130 and about 180, something like that. So these both went up. Actually, no, they went up a lot more than that. And this is with Fort Maine. It's still turned down. Yeah, we went from a positive balance of almost 800 ducats. So we've had a flip of almost 1k. That is rough. That is a massive change for this stage. And there you go. Plus 100% in the Karankawa market. Okay, that is because you are down here, and we just had that war with Tamtok. We just got everybody back together here. We need to get you back into the market up here. Let me get you back here around Oklahoma. And hopefully that'll address some of that. That's like 7 ducats though. 8 ducats. Foss. We're in the Foss market for a bunch of things because we are returning. We had just had a war. Sorry, it's been a week and we only got 1 session in last week, so really trying to get back into the lay of the land. And there you go. This is our new territory that we just took off of Joloff to get a foothold into West Africa, as we already have South Africa in good control. And we are still returning our main army. It's at sea right now, First Fleet. There we go. They are on their way back up. So they are costing us a lot right now, as we were getting supplies out of the Foss market here in Morocco as we continue to sail our way northward. So that's, we have recovery. There's a lot of things driving up the cost right now. There's the Army Doctrine coming through. We are moving further towards naval. That's a big one. To increase control is going to get naval up to 50. That's something we've been working on for a while. Let's go ahead. I know we are negative right now, but I think that's going to change once we get these guys back home. They are not taking any attrition, so we're okay there. But yeah, Army Doctrine, we wanted the sustained discipline because that's going to push towards quality and give infantry and heavy infantry power, which is the bulk of your forces, right? Artillery is nice. Artillery is expensive. Artillery has a huge impact. You can make that impact even bigger, but it's such a small portion of your fighting force. I think the infantry as the bulk of your army, increasing that makes the entire army fight significantly stronger, 10% stronger really, or like 9.5% stronger. And where the artillery increase is going to maybe make you 1% stronger. Big impact across a small quantity. Big impact across a huge quantity. We'll come into our other projects here in a second, but I really want to get these guys taken care of. Where are you heading? Right back to the capital? Yes, you are. Good. We have some marriageable, recently turned adult children, and we want Saxe-Lauenburg. How funny. You know what? Actually, I would totally go to war with Saxe-Lauenburg over taking their crown. If they want to get married, let's do it. Saxe-Lauenburg. Okay, we'll get to the other two shortly. Usually it's pretty stingy about taking one at a time. Frisia looks like they lost out to what they had in England. They did have a war there recently with the HRE, and it looks like England finally came out the victor for a change. Oh, 418. Jeez. Double what it was a month ago, but part of that again is getting these guys back to full strength, which they now are. But still, 254. What? Okay, Cahokia Market, big cost, but yeah, this is changed. But imagine if my army is suddenly costing double what it was costing before. Think about everybody else's and how it's affecting their economy right now, because our oh gosh, what do I have? 48,000. So our almost 50k army is so much smaller than the other large nations that we're suddenly ranked amongst, right? So many of them have 100 to 150k, where we have just under 50k. That combination has to be turning, again, we're talking about double the cost. Navy went up so much too. Now, that's another one that's instantly already dropped down a little bit. We're back into our market. We're going to get repaired. We get those reductions. We need to work on those reductions even more, because this is not what it was, right? We went from 300 ducats to like 500 ducats. And clearly that's not all, obviously, as we, even now, right, with this recovery ongoing, we're still talking about 750 ducats less than what we had. And these guys were already with their attrition, already with their abroad moving along. Yeah, that's well, we have a positive balance. That first and foremost is kind of the key here. Trade income seems to be going up. It seems to be maybe the taxes that is impacting us more than anything else. We have no minting bonus or anything. I think we kind of are where we are with things right now. Pushing something like tax efficiency up probably increasing control is going to be our key. We are integrating a couple of areas right now. Yeah, we'll figure this out. We'll get on track. We're back to at least a positive balance and sitting on 16k, so we do have some money. Okay, new maps emerging, back up to number 3 in the rankings. Let's go ahead and spend. Obviously, we need to build the economy here a little bit with the 1.3 changes that we are encountering. So let me see who's going to make us money. Spinners Guild, Lumber Mill. Let's go with the Lumber Mill. We will construct 25. Well, that click is going so much more smoothly. It looks like they've worked on oh gosh, what do you call it? Like balancing things that help performance gains. Okay, we don't have the workshop. Papermakers Guild we do have. Get 20 of those on the go. Spinners Guilds we have so many, but they are still quality items, so we'll get 20 of those. And that already knocked me down a few K, but we're doing okay. Canning Workshop I do have now, right? Yeah, so 5 more there. The Charcoal Kiln. 10. Tools Workshop I do have. Yes, I do. Okay, 15 new ones, and if I can find the Tools Guild, there's the Weaponsmith. Let's upgrade everything we have left in the Weaponsmith, because weapons were something that was expensive for us, so be done with the Weaponsmith. Let's find anything else that's in an upgradable state. Not seeing it, not seeing it. Did we have something new? Oh, there's training fields, castles can be upgraded. Let's get the training fields. That's gonna help. Well, it's gonna help with manpower. We'll just do 5. That's a expense. We don't want to increase expenses right now. Looks like I've already done all of the tools guilds. Naval Governor, still working on it. Got to get to that 50 before we can build it. Customs House, market attraction. That's a new one that we just unlocked. Trade capacity. Okay, there's 2 that we could build. We'll build them. Or 1. Poundlock Canal. Local proximity efficiency. Yeah. There's not that many that we can build, so build them all. And that's good. That's 400 ducats. Just like that. And we're kind of running a negative balance at the moment. Didn't mean to go that far down the rabbit hole, but rabbit hole we have gone. Alright, let's check in on Sir Patrick. And yes, there are... Warren? Do we want Warren? Lithuania? As we make a push into more Eastern Europe. We can maybe get ourselves into a situation with a Lithuania friendship. Nope, nope. Have we checked on her before? Is she the same one that I've always been like, yeah, let's get married? No, 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 no. Not to the elderly. Same problem here. So maybe something a little more standard, conventional. Let's go with Gorzia. No, Savoy. Minus 80 ducats. Lots of constructions. Hopefully we'll counter that, but yeah, I'm just a little worried in the short term that we are going to waste a loan here shortly. I could temporarily stop paying our army, save 130 ducats. Go and do that. I do not want to see a negative balance. Wait for those constructions to come clean, come good, and oh gosh, we're still losing. We're spending less, so we're collecting less. Trade income dropped by like 130 ducats. Are you back to full strength? Yes. Let's get you back on your task, which was not patrolling over here anymore. We have a separate fleet for that. You are just going to patrol here locally. Yeah, we're still missing... I don't want all of the North Sea. Just here. There we go. Okay, Slupsk has been integrated. We still have quite a bit of land to integrate, quite a bit. But we do have all of our European holdings, finally. This is now about the West African, and probably stopping a rebellion there might be more important, as we're not getting much in this area, and we have an army over there to deal with things, and this is middle of nowhere. It takes a long time to get there. Makes it really expensive, so, oh, of course, that's like 4 different states. I will love when we get the integrate area. But, yeah, okay. Too many cowards. It's the army tradition part that hurts, not the manpower. Recover the manpower very quickly. Woo is the naval hegemon. Wow. Okay, Pensacola is integrated. I think we're going to do the same thing that we just did, though, and move our integration efforts off of New World, off of the Americas. We just got Pensacola down there done. And make our way through these 4 quickly. Another coming of age. Speaking of, we now have 2. France, no, I do not want to get caught up in a scenario where they have the possibility to make a union, because that's a union situation we will never be the head of. Lundberg, a little bit too old. Brunswick, there you go. All right, some economic stability for the moment. A lot of these are starting to finish up. 10 prestige. Yeah, prestige. Up to 93 now. Legitimacy is almost maxed out again, so we'll take the prestige, and that is maxed out. I've only had 100 prestige a few times, like ever. So that's awesome, at least in EU5. Economy of the Union Law of Scots Burgundian Union. Did we not like just... No, that was a while ago. That's right. We had we have a very soft union with Burgundy. We cannot vote for a unified treasury, though, and I think this is the soft thing. Cooperative. You know what? I don't need to waste my effort on that. Okay, stabs high. Really just the ducat situation at the moment. Everything else is really good. Those integrations are just getting started. We are keeping the control for the region until we can get the naval governor. We're now halfway. In fact, we've kind of flipped from the opposite, right? We were almost 50 down. We got to neutral. Now we're 26 up on our way towards 50. The rank is holding. We are keeping that great power status. So they definitely look at things a little differently than before. Different regions have different impacts on great power. Huh. France is number 1 with a 172. So it's not Egypt any longer. Now it's France. Definitely new scoring. Okay, we're starting to see the impact. It looks like we're making already about 200 ducats more than before. Okay, alleviate concerns. And I know trade's going to go up with this. So let me see if we can get the army maintenance back up. And will the trade come with it? Yeah, it looks like we're okay now. Okay, Priesca. Everything right now is happening down here. So that colony is still working. We have this colony still working. So it means it's got to be the one down here that just finished. Greek Wasted. Which way did I go? Which way did I go? Was it here? Oh man, where was his last colony at? I get more than one names. Priesca. Greek Wasted. Here somewhere. Don't want to have to go searching for it, but right now I feel like I might have to. Priesca, easier to find, easier to type. There it is. There's the Greek Wasted. Okay. Overlooked it a couple of times. Keep it part of Scotland, and we've got them effectively. We've got Rosfi now effectively cut off to the south. So we need to colonize in here to cut them off. And so that means the next one is right here, and that's not much to cut them off. What if you went here with that? Well, I guess you're kind of just looking at about 3 states to do anyway. As that's all impassable terrain, that's a desert, so. $29 heavy ships for the Ottomans, okay. pick up the cores. That's another thing. How are we looking now on these other areas like control? We do have our two 100s, lots of high 80s, 90s. Up here, we then added our first local governor here, giving us a 94, pushing its proximity around the area there. We've got 50 pluses pretty much everywhere. But then suddenly everything becomes overseas, and it comes down to the naval governors. We need to get that plus 50 to start getting the naval governors going. We'll see how many we can get soon thereafter, but we're all the way up to 90 on control here, which is awesome. We want to get Oslo a naval governor so that we can push a lot more proximity in this way. This is all just... Is this integrated now? It should be integrated now. Let me see. Yes, that is all integrated now. Those are just not getting much we are getting more proximity push than before. There's your difference. So we are getting a better proximity push than what we had previously. It's just in here, it's too far inland. But if you get like a naval governor in Oslo, at least this area would very much pick up some proximity. Wait, we're the cultural hegemon? Dude. Okay, cool. Yeah, see, we weren't getting proximity in like Randers, Aarhus before. We are now. We're still not getting any back here. Too far down the way. Yeah, it's only 10% here. That means we're definitely... The more we shift naval, the more we are getting a push off the capital to get these European areas, including up here where we are now getting a little bit. It's just 4%, but it's something. I should get a very small fleet, maybe 3 ships, to work on proximity just here. Maritime presence, that is. And then, of course, nothing out here, and we have no sources. This is the frustrating one, where there's no source. As we worked so hard to core all of this area in preparation, and then couldn't get the governor. We will definitely get a governor, but it has to be a city, and that continues to be a problem here. Population-wise, now we got 14, 15K, 17, 20K. We're getting further along the way towards having 30K for a city. Pensacola was the one here where we wanted to do something, and this area is much lower population base. Dude, 140K. Well, when we absorb that, there you go. We have a city. That's our vassal. We have a major city, massive city. That'll happen early in that next stage, which is only, what, 17 years away, but it's going to take longer. It's going to take 30 years before we can absorb that. Now, we do have our cities along here, so naval governor, no problem there. We were working on, yeah, so we have 30K plus down here, so we can absolutely get a naval governor going there. Belfast can absolutely get one, so we have some naval governors potential in Ireland. I don't think we have 30K. Oh, we do. Oh, we took some good population base, so we can get a naval governor down here, but we have to turn it into a city. Does it have to be cored? That's going to be a trickier part. And we do not have culture capacity for... We're at 2.9 of 3. I would imagine that getting Wolof, yeah, getting the Wolof accepted takes 1.23. So yeah, we are nowhere near that. And they actually have a little bit of cultural tradition and influence, but it's fading pretty fast. We could... Nope. No ducats right now. I mean, some ducats, but not a lot. And then down here, we have nothing. No high population base. I think our best population base was over here. 16K. We're up to 20 now, so we've been working on Dedesi. I think we've invested a bit into Dedesi to, irrigation, local pop cap, local food production, livestock. Okay, yeah, let's expand that. That's going to make more food, which is going to help expand your population that much faster. Provincial food is actually on a slight negative. So produce that food, you'll have more. Livestock does provide me a food, right? Yeah, 8. Yeah, eat that cattle. But maybe that's our thing to look at. Economy is not great, but if we're careful here. There you go. See, they propose cooperative investment. See, now unified treasury becomes a thing. I want the union integration level. I wonder if we have more vote power than they do. Probably. Let's go for it. We should have much more sway than they have, especially as a great power now. I think that's why we had the soft union before, and it's more possible to do something now. Next kid has come of age, and that means I do have options for cabinet seats, military leadership, and I do think there was maybe 1 or 2 Upper Bavaria. Yes. Let me see. We are not family. Let's fix that. The Crown Prince is 56. Oh man. How old's the king? 79. He's gonna die any day. And then his son will die the day later. There we go. 16-year-old. Terrible traits. What the heck happened to you? Did I not give you a better education? I just gave you a spouse, but no, he did not get an improved education. Don't put him in charge of that army. Put him in charge of the other one. Is the other one also missing? That's a really good commander, but yeah. Nepotism rules in this time period. Okay, anyway, back to this. You have 71k pops, so you have what you need. What we need though is like some culture conversion. Less unrest is probably good too, so a temple's certainly not bad. Crown power. The wharf. The theater. There we go. Cultural tradition and unrest. All right. I knew there was a few options in there that was going to help keep the unrest down and create a slight shift in population. Change society. What? Why did you stop? Did you shift as far as we can go? Is that what just happened? Values. Naval. We are 31.19 towards naval. And we cannot push any further than 13, which we've pushed quite a bit further than that. I can't get to 50. So how the heck are we going to change that one? Right. Harbor administration needs to be at least 50 naval. All of these need at least 50 naval in order to unlock. But if we can't push any further, how the heck am I going to get there? Let me just try again, though. I think it's going to just take over in a month and be the same thing. We want to sway. There it is. Change societal values. Gosh, you're really bad at this too. I think this was a family member who was just kind of garbage. We could have had somebody a little bit stronger. Johannes, hey, welcome. Integration seems, yep. Could not push further. I don't know how to get that to a 50 now. We got it to a 31. Okay, it looks like military is your strength. So what do we have? Integrate. And that means we'll get number 3 on the go here. We don't have a lot of ducats at the moment, but we definitely want to build our profitability up a little bit further here. Maybe we'll look at other options like more settlements, pop growth. We're up to 8K on our pop growth here, by the way. So let's get a few settlements. We'll get 10 made. Irrigation. 15 on the go. That'll help increase population, and then we want to look at something like the market village, right? Local food capacity. The ruler's son and heir, told you. He ended up dying before Daddy. Looks like he was in charge of the 3rd Fleet. Okay, bog iron smelters are profitable right now. Let's go ahead and spend all on that. And then I don't think I have another family member to insert. And with the heir dead, we're going to have to go see who the new heir is. Ooh, I thought we already put you in command. Yeah, we did. Of an army. There's the guy who was in command. And we are going to do something. What was I gonna do? I wanted to see who the heir is. Do we not have an heir? There we go. Crown Prince Patrick of Reggio di Lombardia. He is 20. He's a 180-77. Let's go. Mr. King. You want to spend the rest of your days at sea. I did it. I gave him all of a few days. That's awesome. That is awesome. I took care of him in like 3 freaking days. The king has died at sea. And we have a new king with a 180-77. And he's young. Oh, beautiful. Let's find a replacement for you in the cabinet position, which of course is going to be harder to fill because, you know, things like not having any more characters for that. We'll take the 66-year-old who's freaking fantastic. What are we looking at? Oh, admin. I've got 3 admins that are maxed. Take the one that's 50 then. Alright, rank is number 3. Our leader is just 20. We have one other task to do, and that is Blacticum Regium for the extra crown power. No, don't do it. Don't do it. Third Fleet's missing a commander again. Oh, alone. Damn you. That's definitely the worst part about the update for me is clearly they impacted the economy. What we had built for our economy took a massive hit. I mean, we're talking, what is our income? Like, there's 1,000 ducat difference. 1,000 ducats different from where we were. We're talking about 4,600 total expenses and income. It was 5,600 with a balance towards, you know, the other direction. So that is a substantial difference. That's not a minor. Cahokia, okay. We just cored. Ooh, oh, I didn't see which way that went. I wanted to see that. Did anybody see that? Johannes, did you see that? What was the outcome of that vote? Integration progress? Yes. No, not the character, the government, and nope, Scotland. There we go. Where is our union? Integration level is 1. So we must have gotten our way. Yeah, unified treasury. There we go. I have more sway than they do, as one would think I would. Union Foundation, Stability Investment. or vote for established seniority. And yeah, enables the parliament, allowing us to vote on more topics. Agrolion, hey, welcome. I know today is the big day, but what time is the game? Is it noon again? Oh, that would be my time. 3 hours? Are we 3 hours away from game time? Was on the train with poor Wi-Fi. That's okay. I know that problem. Not too many trains to use in the U.S., but Portland is the best, though Seattle is close to overtaking it for light rail. Able to get around town. Anyway, Scotland becomes a senior partner. Yes. Well, let's do it. Yeah, we're only at 97, but we will get there. We'll get back to a 100 soon enough. Do we have our vote? Okay, we've already... Our vote has counted. Yeah, around 3 hours. Okay. I got to tell you, I'm very hopeful for England, especially at this point with Spain upsetting France. My money was on France for this World Cup. Every minute of every day before the Cup and throughout the Cup, I had France all the way. But tactically, they did not play their best game. And I feel like they got a few harsh calls that really impacted things. But one player, the left fullback, one player had a bad day. And that was enough for Spain to steal it. We just lost another. We've been building all this crown power bonuses and everybody's dying. Ooh, I like going for a different group this time. Let's go ahead and take the 91 overall 39-year-old. But as for today, I fear for England. I'm 100% rooting. 100% rooting for England today. But I fear for England. Because if you have watched the last World Cup and you have watched this World Cup, you will have seen Argentina be really poor. Be beatable every single game that they have played in the last World Cup and this World Cup. And yet somehow they win every single time. And almost every game that they've won, they've either A, scraped by the skin of their teeth, or B, the refs made it happen. And we've seen that happen too many times already in this World Cup yet again. I knew that it was going to happen in the last World Cup, and you could see it unfolding live, and it was just despicable. It was terrible. It was the corruption had me tempted not to watch this World Cup. Didn't expect it this time around. Why would we favor Argentina again this time? It's a US-based World Cup. Messi got his win. You can move on with life and let the game play out naturally. Or not, because I guess Messi playing in the US makes him the representative of the home nation again. I mean, that was kind of the thing with PSG and the same ownership group that caused the corruption of the last one. But here we are again. Argentina will get the call every time. And that's the problem. England can absolutely kick their ass today, and Argentina is still likely going to win because they are going to get the flippin' calls that make the difference. Or at least that's greatly what I fear is going to happen once again. Yes, England versus FIFA tonight. 100%. Still losing money, but a lot of constructions coming due. Very frustrating on this economic change and the 1,000 ducat swing. Okay, we can gain 3 admin avail. Be nice if one of them was family. Gain 5 parliamentary support. Oh, this is new type of events popping up. Go the other way, lose 10%, dismiss both of them. Let's take the back, Sir Peter. That puts me at 49. Just 1% now. I'd completely forgotten we were even in Parliament. There's this World Cup. There's a World Cup out there, and it had me distracted. I'm just beyond furious at how Argentina has lost half a dozen times and over again just been bailed out by referees. The France-Spain one had some questionable calls, but never to the extent of what Argentina gets every single time. Cape Verde beat them. They beat them. Game over. World Cup done for Argentina. Ah, there you go again. You're not putting the king in charge of a navy, and we have no more family members. We are just losing people left and right here over the last 4 years. The heir, who is 17. Oh man, we need to find a better option than him. He's the new heir. Oh, live out your days at sea, sir. I don't think you're going to last much longer either. Okay, we're getting closer to neutral. Did they change the cost of buildings or something? Like, what in the world is costing me so much more than what it was before? Well, we already saw, right? The Army and Navy maintenance went up by like 300 ducats, but that only accounted for 300 of the 1K. Where'd the rest of it go? I think it was more income that they took away. I feel like the building maintenance was about this. 44 barracks. It's a lot of barracks, and that's a lot of expense. And we definitely don't need to do any more with that. Trade income is very much down. I think we were up to about 1,200, so that could be part of it. Ooh, selling efficiency. There you go. Okay, we're going to set you a little bit lower here. We need the extra ducats. Never mind making these guys happy. We need to get paid. Portugal now regard us in a friendly light. Annabelle is sickly. The new daughter, just born. Oh, the younger brother is the current heir. Now, she's the crown princess and sickly and might not live much longer, so... First Fleet Commander lasted maybe a year. But there's a 32-year-old who can hold the position for a good while until we have some family. There we go, Scots Union. We've established seniority. Oh my gosh, the other one. He was only 39, wasn't he? Or we're just... No, he was on the 3rd Fleet. we pushed him to the first fleet. I gotcha. I gotcha. You're letting me choose the same guy back and forth for each fleet. Okay, rebel fleets. Yeah, that's not something I've looked at in a good while. Or rebel movements, that is. We have 3 that are kind of fairly stable. The Icelandic Patriots, really? Again? Oh my gosh. The commander that we just put in charge and was fairly young. Now we're putting in a 61-year-old who's not going to last either. Apparently, if you want to kill your characters, just put them in charge of the Navy. The death rate seems to suddenly be absurd, right? The king lasted like 3 days in the role. Anyway, so yeah, no real danger of rebellions right now. Diplomacy, improving opinion. Oh, I should be trying to integrate a couple more vassals before it's too late, before we leave the age. And then we are nearly done with, let me see, which one is this one? Voila. Don't care about better relations. I will take the 10 prestige. Okay, this one is nearly done. Okay, another map. Balance is getting better, but we still have to repay this loan. The estates are updating a lot of roads, so that's good. 10K pop increase right now. That's rapid. Okay, so research is moving along there. There's plenty of areas to explore, but I'm really not worried about exploring any more of them right now. However, the one that I've had been... Oh, no. Ducats. I care about ducats right now. Fill the treasury. Legitimacy or stability is really high. Legitimacy is maxed. I will take the 500 ducats. We should be exploring this one, but not yet. We have finally cut off Rosvi, so they can't cut through. There was a gap right there, so they could have cut through. But world exploration, how's that one looking? South America completely done. North America not completely done. The Canadian and Alaskan Northwest is not quite there. We're getting somewhere here. And no, I cannot colonize any of this. It's all done already. Ooh, maybe here. The French colony not moving. But do I want to get this tiny little... Well, this little pocket pushes in this way. We might just go for that. That's way out there, all alone. That is so far away from everything else we have, though. I mean, the closest we have is here. That's pretty iffy. I am very tempted. France is keeping this all for themselves, huh? They haven't turned it into a colony yet. Anyway, we've got a lot of coastline figured out, but we haven't figured out inland. Here's the last little pocket. of sea tiles here and here. One last land pocket. Plenty of Southeast Asia that's not quite figured out yet. Ooh, there's some colonizable terrain. Luzon. I like it. I like it. My wife's family is from, let's see, there's Pinatubo. From here. Whew. Tempting. Both directions. When that next colony finishes, we are going to go ahead and get what we can there in the Philippines. Oh, there we go. There's the Crown Princess. She's gone. We are going to be back to the 18-year-old younger brother. Okay, there we go. It's done. Keep it as part of Scotland. Now, I do want to continue colonizing in that area. So when one of the other African colonies is done, we'll get to it. But oh, it's just Karagalugan is, it's just the color of it's already colonized. Okay, it's just the color of an uncolonized location. No wonder it had not been there, in which case let's go ahead and spend on this one. Oh, but the French colony, because France has it, I can't. You're not going to let me colonize because they are colonizing? Because we're allies? I guess that would make sense. Well, in which case, I guess we're back to West Africa? Or South Africa. Central? Are we into Central yet? I guess. Sure. Right. We want to absorb these guys before they rebel. Improve opinion. Ooh, there's the next one. That's probably the... No, not that one. Really? This one already? Yeah. Girl, mom, that was fast. And that's it for there. So we want to get here. And that is one state. Okay. So back to what can we do? Integration. Those are progressing nicely. We are developing Lothian, which is our capital area. We can't move towards naval any further. Middle Africa, okay. Sure. Yeah, we've kind of pushed out of south, other than we still need to colonize into here, but we're finishing off what we can do around Rosvi, cutting them off, and then we have all of this to worry about before we go back in and fill that. We need to make sure we're cutting off anybody else from coming at us, so I would think we would go up here, but we also need to explore this one so we can cut off Kilwa, because they are colonizing as well. It's only going to cost me 10 ducats. Let's go ahead and get this explored. don't know how strong this market is, though, on being able to provide those resources. It's in Sofala. Do you have the resources? Yes, you do. Awesome. Ooh, number two. Number 2 in the world. An attack on Razvi is very much in interest, except for... Okay, they're no match for us. But are they? Ooh, okay. So the same thing that has plagued me in this update, where my standing army suddenly costs a flippin' ton. It's costing everybody else too, and their standing army is gone. They had a larger standing army than what we had. They had plenty of levies, and suddenly they have a small economy, but 2.3 million pops and very beatable. Like, okay, it's 100k, so we need a fairly sizable force, but we need to start. There we go. A son is born. Alfred, the future king. We want to make sure that we are taking care of his education as he gets a little bit older here. But problem right now is the ducats situation. I can't afford another army just yet. So either I need to bring the North American army over here, but we also, they need local supply. So we don't have local supply in this area. We need to work on local supply. And ducats will help with that. Speaking of ducats, we need to repay the fleet the freaking loan. There we go. That'll help the economy a little bit more as well. But yeah, these changes for the new version are costing us so much money. I mean, our cav is costing us a ton. Even with a 33% reduction, we don't even have a large cavalry force. What is that? Copper. And firearms in Cahokia. Okay. Kayor. Good. Let's get the last one on the go. Great. Okay, so that'll take care of the integration here. Are we getting anywhere, by the way? You're still working on the... No, that's a scriptorium. That's not the constructions that I made. We are getting no shift so far. No Scots in the area. It's all Wolof. Catholicism is starting to shift to 48, so they are converting naturally. Urban rights is what they were granted. No wonder they have such a large population. I think we can afford more sturdy grains, make more food, make that population grow even faster. But we are getting zero wealth out of it right now. But once we get the integration, if we turn it into a city, we'll also have an even bigger bonus. Yeah, that just integrated. Okay. Control will go to 5%, so we are going to start collecting some of that 9.6. Not much of it, but we are going to get some. But what I need to do is we're going to need to be able to support, because Rosvi is very much on my radar. Do they have friends? They have no friends. This is all new. Notable stances, but improving opinion, enemies, yeah, there's no friends, so if we were to attack them, it would be just them. And we can absolutely take them now, but we've got to be able to have a force, and we've got to be able to have that force be affordable. So going back down to our core, like Dedesi, Impondo Is that in the market? No, that's the Impondo market. The fighting would be in Sofala. Well, we could bring the forces down here in the Impondo market and then just go into Sofala for the war itself. But we want to address both a little bit. So we will do sub down here. And let's go ahead and prepare ourselves for it. So what do you need? We need the kind of buildings that are going to provide a cannon workshop. I don't think we're going to have any cannon. Mostly just infantry. So weapon workshop. And then in Pondo, let's give you already have a weapon workshop. I think we could use some counting houses down here too, so we can actually make money off of these guys. What is the 9% control? Max control 2.5% for a local council. But this area is probably not. The wealth is on the low. No, 19 is decent. It's okay. It's like, where do you want to invest, right? Let's get that local council. We need a gunsmith, right? It's going to take a navy to bring troops over unless we provide them locally, and I think that might be the best way. $10K. Why can't I build? Or do I? No, I would already. It would show up if I already had it. Winery is going to make a little bit of money for the area. It's probably a good thing. Need the area to have some profit. Go ahead and take that as well. Okay, well, we'll start with that. I don't think gold and silver are goods that can be pushed through the Columbian Exchange. We already did do horses a little bit. We brought horses to Cahokia so we could support the army that we had there. And then we could bring things like cocoa back. Did I bring already? I feel like I might have. Oh, maybe I did not. I did not bring. Maybe we take a random fish province and turn it into cocoa. Big old moneymaker. But we do not have the options for spreading gold or silver that way. I mean, we can take rice to the New World. We could definitely take more horses and support a larger force. Because that's still one of our greater... Cahokia market, right. We were going to fix that with... we needed more firearms in the Cahokia market. Let me go fix that before it's too late, before I forget. Hold on, let me go by rank. Okay, you already have 4 gunsmiths, but weapon workshop. Is that gonna give me firearms? No, that's... Oh, right. No wonder I have that problem. We have not unlocked... No, I need firearms, not basic weapons. Did I not see... Oh, gunsmith. Maxed out. It's right at the top of the list. This one appears to not have a gunsmith yet. Okay, you moved it. Where is it now? There we go. Okay, and we will max that one out. Right. Integrate province. Waalo is done. That's also going to take care of that region in terms of need. So everything down here is integrated except for your current colonies, and then that's all integrated. That's all integrated. So back to finally working on New World stuff. We were working down here on the Florida Panhandle, and is that 3 different states? No, it's not. It's like 2 locations. I think it's 2. We do have an assimilate area option now. Integrate. Oh, there you go. Okay, it was just a single one. Good. And is already 63% done. Won't take too long. Better education. Alfred. That would be the ruler's nephew. Never mind, that's not the heir. But we still want a good character. That reminds me. Gold and silver. Is there anything in all of this uncolonized area that would be gold and silver? There's ivory. What about down here in that pocket that we haven't done yet, which is this area, right? We have a CBE. Can't talk. No thanks. No thanks. We've already had that problem. Gold. Gold. Silver. Okay. Motivation. Motivation. Right there. Rosfi. There was a 3rd town up here. Conde? Yeah. Conde has enough food. They're barely getting started on things. We want a gunsmith, a tools workshop, a weapon workshop, and just for the sake of it, cultural tradition, let's get them a theater as well. Now, we also wanted to build up this area a little bit, but none of this is, I don't think we have anything that can constitute a town. Let me look at population through here. There's 3K, 4K. I think our little 4K... Oh, hold on. A new king has ascended in England. Okay, and he's weak. That gives me hope. And yes, there we go. 6,000. Promote you to a town. This is just about done also. In fact, it's going to be done here at the turn of the month. How close is that exploration to being complete? 6 months. It's very much where I want to colonize next, but we'll have to go a different direction first. Or wait 6 months. Go this direction first then. We would need to eventually go that direction after. We want to kind of cut across this way and push up as much as we can. We can explore that region now as well. And just like down there, fill in later. And actually, when this one finishes, maybe that's the one that'll make the push this way, where this one is trying to connect. Might be the short-term approach on all of that. Lack of commander of the 3rd Fleet? Oh my goodness. Coming of age. A family member. 16-year-old lousy. Younger brother. We did not... Went through a little stretch there where we did not get the better education because there was like 6 girls and then there was 2 boys at the end of the list, and they kind of got left behind. Kind of. No, not kind of. Completely left behind. Why don't you take on the 3rd Fleet there? Get us that little more crown power boost. And get you married. And not a lot of choices. Ravensburg. Whoa, wait, hold on. 20-year-old, look at that. She's got some great stats. And then somebody just died. Take the 43-year-old. What is yours? Bold fighter. Let me take a look at those markets again. So in Pondo all the way down, but Sofala, your cutoff is up here. Okay, so this is all in that market. And that area is all in that market, but that's going to be our only town. So that's going to be our only source of supply when we invade into Rosvi. In terms of the cost of our military maintenance, that's where everything's going to be coming from. There's our reveal, and Kilwa has not worked their way into it. A son is born, William. Hey, good job. Good job, William. Good job, Patrick. And Marie. No mutual. Oh, hey, yeah, we have our union. Mutual offense. You know what? I am working towards anything that's going to pull together And that doesn't pull together. But assured offense puts them in our wars. Does that matter? Not really. Called to join offensive wars if the following. You know what? Let's just do assured. We're going to do assured. Integrate. Bail. Done. You have an 81 for assimilate area. That's pretty dang healthy. Do I need you integrating New World stuff right now? Probably not. We have 2 others on it. Let's take advantage of your 81. So you do have a 91 for military. And that is your integrate. I'd like to do an assimilate area. Do we want to try to assimilate this area? There's not much control down there. That's going to be tough. Right now we have this area that's already high control, somewhat assimilated, 49%. Yeah, we'll take that area because it's going to free up some of our accepted culture, allowing us to eventually get somebody else accepted. We still have quite a few, the Cahokia, English, the Wolof, that are not, that we'd like to get. There we go. Yeah, our voting power is 2,500. Their voting power is under 1K. So we're going to get anything we want every time. And we're going to go straight into, eventually, if we can, turning Burgundy into our land, which France will be happy with because it's their vassal, but it'll be part of Scotland. Mali is now indifferent towards us. So I want to see these rankings. How are we looking? France is 1, we are 2, and we are allies. Wu is 4, I'm guessing Egypt is 3, Hungary 5, Castile 7, Portugal 8, the Ottomans is 9, England is 10, Egypt's only 11, Poland 12, Smolensk 13. Yeah, things are definitely different on that front with the update. That 10 million pops is growing pretty quick, but obviously short term, I think the Rosvi expansion is our #1 target for today, with all that gold and silver. So again, kind of checking back in on these guys and how well can they support a force. I don't care really if it's profitable or not right now. It's about keeping costs from being absurd when the time comes. So another weapon workshop. Let's go ahead and give you local crown power with the counting house. Max control, get the local council as well. Tools workshop. That one's going to make money, and I think we still use the tools anyway. That cannon workshop, it already says it's going to be profitable. Let's just go ahead and do it. And that brewery, for the same reason, makes some money as well. Doesn't have to be all about the force. Paper makers, gunsmith. Maritime presence plus 20%. That's going to be a helpful research. Weapon workshop. Okay, customs house. That's a 1K thing. Let's not get that right now. Pop assimilation speed. Marketplace. Okay, let's give you a marketplace. And accounting house. I'm going to give you the wharf as well. Cannon workshop, 0.2. Brewery. Jewelers Guild. All right, we have another parliament. Coastal Trading Post Network. Proximity cost without maritime presence, -3. Also, for 10 years. Proximity cost through port. Proximity cost without maritime presence. That sounds wonderful. There's a mountain pass charter. Proximity efficiency through land. Well, we already have good proximity for northern Scotland. I think the Trading Post Network is going to be more beneficial, where the customs house is trade. So yeah, Trading Post Network, coastal, 44%. Don't ignore it this time. I've got to remember. Sweden wants food access. No, thank you. Lose 2.5 legitimacy for 10% support. That was quick. We now have 54. A little extra cost for the moment to get that back up, but it'll get back up quickly. Now, we have not set up anything with horses at all, so no cav, but we do have some cannon, so we could help ourselves with sieges, but do they even have castles? They're working on their own weapon workshops. Yeah, I don't see any castles. Is that their capital? That's their capital way back here. If anything, you want your army to go straight in and go straight for the capital. There's a castle. They have not set up castles on our border. It looks like they've set them up on... Nope, that's Kilwall. I think they only have one castle. There's a second. Sofala. The market capital. Okay, that makes sense. So, Appalachia is done. Do I want coastal first? No, I want these areas that have been rebellious at times. Let's get those done finally, once and for all. Don't know what I'm gonna get for levies in this area, but I'm guessing it's Portugal now indifferent. I'm guessing that it's gonna be mediocre at best. There's some population down here, but not a lot. Pulling them together to fight Rosvi, meaning it's gonna take a fairly decent sizable standing army, but we want mostly infantry for that. And remind me of how good are they? 100k. And not strong. Not strong at all. Oh, hello. They just dropped to 64? No. Had me fooled there for a second. Are they... They have no conflict. No, they don't. What is their tech like? They are just working on some modern tech, but realistically, they're still behind on the current era. How long have they had the previous era? Well, hard to say, but I'm guessing they're at least one tech level behind us. And they got 73 military power, but thing is, I'm not bringing the full might. I'm not bringing my 462. We need to save ducats for a little bit, because I do want to go after them sooner rather than later. I think there's something to be had in taking those gold and silver provinces off of them. Looks like this one's about to be done. It's on the last one. And then we'll wrap it around Kilwa, like I said. While we push north, we can explore both of those now, but let's save our ducats. I'm back to Bacon 164. It's not great, but it's something. Okay, current heir. Expensive education. He has no traits. Does he? Oh, he's the one that's rowdy. The military trait. So he'll be strong in military. Looks like he'll be decent everywhere else. We should be able to get him into the 50s. 50, 50, 70 type thing. Okay. We're still working on... We need to, even though the capital's up there, I think we're going to need to take the force down here. Yeah, and kind of march through the south. Otherwise, you know what? We could take loans if it comes down to it, though. You are a town now. Sweet. We need to start building you up with the same sort of things. Gunsmith, tools. I'm thinking about the cannon part. I think it'll help to have at least one cannon in the force, even though it'll be expensive. Weapon workshop. Anatomical theater. Lose 10 research progress. Or have an upset clergy. When is the clergy not upset? In a great area has become available. There we go. Oh, and you just canceled our integrations as a result? Who's the stronger one? Probably him. Yes. So you're going to get integrate area. And now you can do what's left of Joloff, which is 75% done. You can still stay on integrate location. You can't boast to it, can you? Okay. It used to be only one. Only one could integrate area. That's changed. That's probably from this update, as far as I know. We started this campaign at the very beginning of the last update, so hard to say, as we have not played through 2 campaigns across. Okay, we have another kid for an expensive education. And there we go. We are done with Ghana. It's gotta be this one, yeah. Less than 10 years left here in the age. I still have coffee to drink. It's very cold by now. Did we have enough pops for a second town in the area? Yes, we do. Ew. France. Before they turn on us. Opinion's good, but not perfect. Agriline. Alright, sounds good. I've got maybe an hour left today that I can stream. It's a shorter stream than normal, unfortunately, but I've got to go help fill in the daycare for a little while for an absent employee. So, but yeah, one more hour. We'll see you, and if we don't, good luck. Good luck today, overcoming the might of all of FIFA. Argentina's been very vulnerable. They've been very weak throughout this tournament. They are beatable. Just on even footing, they're beatable. Right, we were going to... Knox still only at a 155. Let's see about Ofali. Ofali's at 200 already. Let's go ahead and annex them now then. That's going to take 11 years. That will roll into that next stage, but that'll come soon enough that it's not going to be a problem. Another child. Do we have that many kids, or do we have that many cousins? Which probably is the case, because he's got, what, 2 younger siblings? Yeah, right now he's got 2 kids. So, Crown Prince Alfred and William, who is 3. William has intelligent. Is that the one that just turned 3? Probably. So the heir and the backup heir. Meanwhile, you're still working on constructions. You're still working on becoming a town, so we're not quite ready to fund a war with Rosfi just yet. Plus, the 140 ducats part is still making me a little bit nervous. Little bit. I'd like to see that topping at least 200, because we are going to require an expansion, and we are going to call up at least the African levies to try to join them. And then what we'll try to do is we'll bring that force in here to the south. And how far does my market extend through? Okay, so we would first claim everything down here. Major road constructions in the Highlands. I feel like we already have every location within the Highlands area. I feel like we already have that. But 1,700 ducats, well, generally is not much, but it's in the current state of we're only making just over 100 a month. That sucks. And I feel like we already have. Okay, so all of this is in Pondo. So I think game plan, as we build up a force, small force, not too tiny, of like one cannon and then just infantry. And do I even have the means to recruit here? Hold on. Oh, we're down a commander again. If we were to, like, say, build a royal border. No, we still don't have what we need down here. What about our color shout? Nothing. Nothing. That's something that requires fixing still. You guys are still working on these constructions. You can make a star fort, but I can't get you to. Oh, is it not cord? It's not cord. Shoot. No wonder we can't build. We are cord in like Lower Pinda. What about these are locations? The Wombos. I thought a Wombo was a town. They're up there. They're not cord either. They have larger populations. They have larger populations because there was more natives. But because there was more natives, our population did not give us the threshold we needed. We need to either assimilate, or we're going to need to get something that has IE is okay, well, let's do this the hard way. Can't figure out how to see all at the same time. See what I need to see. These guys are all 27, 27. I need one location anywhere around here to make the armors 3,000. $11,000. There you go. Thembu, Thembu, you are being turned into a town. All right, that's going to be our military headquarters for the region. Joloff. Okay, that should all be integrated now then. And is. None of it's cord, none of it's converted. That's a lot of pops. 63,000. Okay, well, that's integrated. That'll help keep it. In fact, looking at the rebellion stuff, there's nothing building. It's all in decline. That's awesome. But what do we need to then integrate next? Well, it's all over here now. And suddenly with this integrate area, it's definitely going to go much faster. We're going to cut 2 down to 1 here at some stage. And maybe Tennessee is next. Yeah, Texas is not much of an area there. None of it has a high rating overall. Maybe we go out and work our way back in. Well, hold on. Our force is in this region, so you want to go away from it and work your way back. So Labrador, you're next. As in, if you ever do have a rebellion problem, you want the rebellion to be as close as possible to your forces that you have, right? You want your forces to be able to react. So the further away it is, that's the more dangerous it is to you if something happens. Stability 96. Wow. Oh, that's a big area, and there's plenty of Catholics in there. 600 ducats gone. Once again, they're hitting us. It's hard to put away much of much in the bank at the moment. No commander for the main army right now. 39-year-old talented individual. I know I have no family members available currently for that, so off you go to take the task. Okay, the assimilation went from 49 to 59, by the way, so we actually are making some really good progress. And I'm guessing that that's having an impact here. Yeah, down to 2.75. A daughter is born. Okay, Nancy. Nancy Wheeler. Scots, 39% of the pops currently. We are losing cultural tradition and influence. Well, that's different. Assimilation rates plus 60%, but how am I losing cultural tradition? That's unexpected. I've already turned Belfast into a city. And let me check now if the naval governor is a possibility. They've changed it. Okay, they've changed the naval governor. We were only at 31. But we now have enough. We can make a naval governor in Belfast. Local proximity source plus 80. Now, how many can I have of the naval governor? Let me start with, like, Oslo was the one I really wanted. Naval governor. Religious uproar. Wah, wah. Sure. I'm not converting there anyway, so it's okay. I'm assimilating, not converting. Big difference. So we have, do we want to do one in Viborg still? We have fairly decent control through here, don't we? Yes. These guys have a 100. See, things are very different than they were. But that proximity source is going to push out pretty well. Currently, it's minus 11. No. There it is. Like, how is it minus 11? It can't be a minus. Only 40%. We're going to jump that to 80. And it's going to spread that 80 out throughout the area. See, we're pushing it even further than before. I'm guessing maritime presence is a big part of that. We have the modifier right now that's extending, and look how good our maritime presence is. That's so nice. Even up here, it's starting to do okay. Along here, where we're not maintaining it properly, it's still increasing. 68.8. I'm not doing up there because of the attrition. And you can see we're getting it extended out here. 63, 59. Your jump across here is a 59 and 55. So we go back to proximity to capital. We have Viborg is coming in which way? Yeah, across those two. Makes sense. 2 tiles of lesser. Oh, they're coming across 3 just because of a shorter number. Mindanao just got revealed. More area within the Philippines is known to us. So we're coming through Thisted. We're getting 40%. And that local governor just finished. Or naval governor. And suddenly we have green popping up. And it's all the way up to here. Now we have a overland reason to make sure we have good solid roads well up there. But I don't want to spend the ducats on that right now. But you have a push this way, and this way. That make perfect sense. There are roads already. But what's the quality of those roads? Build roads. Already have modern road that way. Not this way. And it ends. Very much ends. We would want to get all the way up. Okay, we have a naval governor. Oh my goodness. So, naval governor down here. I don't think we have 30k. Or do we? Oh gosh. I just saw some nastiness pop up. We do have 30k. We do. We would need a naval governor, so it would need to be one of these two. Puck! My FM series. We have ourselves a Shakespeare. That just came through the academy as a wonder kid here recently. Yeah, 30k. I mean, you're just a rural settlement, and it's wheat. You're fish. Fish is less important, right? The wheat's gonna do much better on feeding the populace. Colony done. Do we want to turn this into a city and get a naval governor back here? I don't know how many naval governors we can get, though. That's the trick right now. We have it, but I don't think we can make a ton. We 100% would like to get one here. We definitely don't have any cities down here. But we can once we take lands off of like Rosvi or something. Anyway, Marimba is which one? Back to my normal view. Is that this one? Burbella? Yep, there you go. So, the next in the cut off your neighbors sequence is there. Explorations. Do we commence with the explorations? Not right now, we don't. War with Rosvi is coming. Oh my gosh, another cabinet member gone. Dropping like flies. Though, I mean, I suppose we've been through about 13 years of campaign, but we've lost a lot of characters for 13 years of campaigning. Do I have? Double check. I don't think I have any new nepotism options. I do not. I have to wait for this current generation to grow up. Which, Margaret? Do we want to give her a better education? No. Oop, The Icelandic Patriots are upset again. They're yo-yoing a lot on that. Okay. How we doing? You are building, but it's like estate things. We need a barracks. Regiment training capacity +1. That was what was missing. Okay, Dedesi is done for the moment. Let me see what else we can do. I mean, we could add more livestock. Just to make money. We're only making 0.67 ourselves. That then becomes your target, but there's no cities around here, and they're nowhere near becoming cities. I mean, Dedesi's at 20k, but it can't have a naval governor. Hey, another positive trait. Wow. It's only taken us the entirely new update to finally have a positive. It's only taken us, what is it, 400 years of the 500-year campaign? It's only taken us 400 years to have a second, well, I guess now third. His granddad wasn't bad. But first, like, legit awesome character on the throne. We are looking for what else we can do here. Jewelers Guild will make money. Cannon Workshop. Dye Maker will make some money. Carpenters Guild will make some money. Naval Supply. Okay, I gotta stop constructing. We want to build a navy, or not navy. We want to build an army here. We've got to wait for these constructions. What constructions do you have queued up? You have a mason now being done by, gosh, it hasn't even started yet. Thembu. Just the one, it looks like. No, there's +2. The +2, I think, is my 2 constructions that I've queued up. That'll be done in 40 days. Then it should start on ours. Oh, here we go. Mason, Barracks, Dye Maker. Yeah. And the barracks will only take 60 days. Oh, it's counting now, actually, so. It's already doing my construction. My construction speed is better than their construction speed. It was doing both at the same time. Rowdy child, you look sickly. Are you sickly? Yes. This is our nephew. He's rowdy, but he is sickly. Tell from the eyes. Parliament. Standing regiments. Sounds really good for right now. Army morale up for 10 years. That'll help that group fight. Speaking of, I think it's time. It's time to try to build up a force. We'll find out quickly how expensive they are. We'll start with one. One musketeer. Monthly maintenance. Firearms, weaponry. We have not been working on leather. Leather and tools. They also need leather. The royal mortar. The copper and tin I'm not sure we have in this region. I don't think we're going to be able to get them. Ooh, we do. We do have what we need for that. But let's not start with the most expensive one. Let me see what the Musketeers is like. But it looks like a tannery is very much in need. Proximity efficiency for 5% for 9 years. That's a healthy bonus. Production. Pondo, let's look to the Impondo for the tannery situation. Tannery is already maxed out in Impondo. What about in Conde? Already maxed out there as well. Let's get in a marketplace. Just get something going. Why do I keep spending money when I'm like, don't spend money, don't spend money. Spend money. Tannery already is maxed out there. Ooh, crown power 50%. That's a big bonus. We have a happy event here. 10% parliament support and 2 happy groups. Yeah, we're up to making 266 by the way, so yeah. Finances looking a little bit better. There's the first unit coming up. What's the cost like? What is the cost like? So army maintenance and copper. That's our cannon. Costing us in Edinburgh. Kogia. Impondo. There we go. Impondo. Minus 33% for now on everything. It's very cheap for the moment. Tools. Tools are not very cheap. Okay. Tools workshop. Tools workshop. Already had one queued up. We'll queue up another. If it can't effectively handle one unit, it's going to have problems with even larger ones. That one's already maxed out. Okay. And Conde. Tools workshop. There you go. Max that out. Weapon workshop for the sake of it. Let's get that one in there as well. That local council. There you go. Okay. I think we're all kind of set up once again. It looks like we can afford to expand these guys a little bit further. We can easily get more than 10k here. So recruit to army. Give me 2 more for now. 3 across the front, right? If we're going to get 1 cannon, maybe we get 2 more infantry, so we have 2, 2, and 2 cover in the front, and then that would give me what, 15,000 plus whatever the cannon count is these days, like 1k, so it'd be about a 16,000 army. Plus what I would do, I went to talk about this and then never kind of got around to it. So if we have a 16k army here, let's say that we can ultimately get to that size. We'll need to get a commander for him, and we already know that this is the same market, so early on we would go take whatever states they have here, take control of them right away. I don't even see what, there's 1. Okay, 2, 3 down there goes into the next area, so it wouldn't take me very long at all. We could start right there and just march right in. We'd have that actually really quickly under our control. But what I would do is I would have all of the levies in the south. All of the levies in the south would gather like right down in here. And then all the levies of the northwest area would probably gather somewhere safe, like here. And then as the group moves northward, sweep in and join them. So we have as many levies as possible to back up the 16k or so army that we have. And then depending on what that gives us, assuming that brings us up to maybe 25k or 30k, that's going to have a hard time dealing with all 107,000 at once. $30k, right? They'd have us outnumbered 3-1. So if they were spread, knowing that they're attacked behind us, knowing that we would have a stronger standing army, that makes up half of the force down here versus virtually no standing army and mostly just levies. As long as it's not all at once, even if it's half, I think you can take them. I think we can take them. But at the same time, bam, 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 bam. You grab 8 to 10 locations, none of which have castles. We might even get away without even a single fight. Get enough war score that we can make demands, and then you key in Portugal friendly light again. Key in on getting the gold and the copper and the gems and the silver and the gold down here to the south, and the iron. Really, really good additions down here. And then once you've got that, then you look at other things further north, such as lead, copper, more copper there, more gold. Lots of gold up here. Okay, you definitely got to key in on that as well from the very get-go. Don't need all of it right away, but you definitely start with that gold pocket and the south. And they've got all the good RGOs. And they still somehow only have an economy, which means we would really have to invest in it. Their economy is only 250. The additional 2.4 million pops would also be really nice. Okay. Kabampo's gotta be probably this one. Kafuda, yep. Okay, so we've made our push north. We're pushing northeast. We want to keep pushing north, and that means probably here. We definitely need to get the exploration here on the go so that we can push this way instead of having to continuously push that way. So we will make this our next exploration. And I'm feeling better about our situation ducats-wise right now. We're making 210. We still have the 6K. So, how are we doing? We've got 3 units now. Let's check in on those costs. 10 army tradition. Pondo, minus 15% on tools. So we've actually improved that situation. We've tripled the size of the army, and I think we're at 12% reduction. Now it's at 15. Pondo, minus 33, minus 33. Yeah, so far so good. We can bring David Hume. Artist, okay. Gain 20 culture. You know what? I think that's worth 1,200. I think that's worth 1,200. So we wanted to get at least 2 more. Maybe I'll get 3 more. Seems like we're affording this quite easily right now. So give me 3 hunters. What was the difference on there? Less tools. Tools is actually, that won't add to the tools cost at all. So there you go. Give me 3 hunters. More research involving crown powder. Crown powder? Powder? Powder's a great movie, by the way. Is that the name of the... Oh gosh, is that the name of the movie? Powder? I think it's called Powder. The albino and with powers. It's a flippin' awesome movie. I haven't seen that in a long time. And yes, I'm pretty certain it's called Powder. Okay, so we're going to get even stronger here because I think I can still we'll take these 3 light infantry. Doubles up that front. We'll still add 2 more heavy infantry as we get a little bit further down this rabbit hole of a little more tools. And let me see if I think we've already kind of maxed out what we can do unless we add another town. No, we've got the tools workshop. Customs house, you still haven't added that one. Take that. We are definitely doing a lot to boost this area. We need to do more here. Shoma's got nothing so far. And so we know where we're going to be walking into tools. Tannery. Here we've already kind of done what we can with those, but I don't think we have the tannery. Okay, any upgrades for those? No, they're all maxed out. So this becomes now more about these guys. Guess I'll take the crown power bonus. Visayas. That should take care of most of the Philippines. All of the Philippines. There you go. We have it all now. Ability happy. Research progress. 1,200 ducats. Not a fan of that part, but there you go. We finally have all of Southeast Asia. Well, the coastal. At sea Southeast Asia. We've got almost all of Japan now. And we've definitely got our coastal. We could get that last pocket there, but I bet you we'll get that map soon. Oh, we finally got the rest of America's 100% revealed. Lost another cabinet member. Increasing control admin is what we need for this one. We got a 35-year-old for that. Still no family members coming through yet. I think we're quite young. In fact, whoa. That happened rather quickly. A lot of kids coming through the pipeline at the moment. Everybody's 10 plus. There's a new one, new child. That was the thing with the younger siblings, right? You had him and like 2 younger siblings. So between the 3 of them, they're all having lots of children right now, which is great for growing the family. We have a 3rd child now. That is Nancy. Nancy does not have the... She has a balanced education. She is 3rd in line. Maybe we want to pay for the better education for her. How easy is this game compared to other Paradox games for picking up? So, if you have experience with Paradox games, it sounds like you might have some. Having experience in Paradox games does wonders for understanding this game. However, this is like S tier difficulty in terms of picking up initially. But if you have experience with other Paradox games, depending on how many hours you have, it makes a massive, massive difference on whether it's S tier for you personally. If you handed this game to someone who has never played a video game, they will get butchered in a very short period of time. If they've played Civilization as their only strategy game, they are going to struggle mightily. If you have a lot of Crusader Kings experience, this plays more like CK than Hoi 4. CK is very much more up the alley. If you have EU4 experience, tons of that carries over into EU5. But if you're not familiar with all of what Paradox has, EU4 and now EU5 is the flagship title. CK is big, Europa's bigger. Hoi 4 is actually marketability wise huge. It did really well, but in terms of player count, in terms of long-term viability, in terms of the money that they've made lifetime, Europa is the flagship. It is the core of Paradox, and it's probably the hardest of all of them. Stellaris is definitely a little bit easier. Hoi 4 has its challenges. It's tough, especially with all the updates it has. Early versions, when Hoi 4 first came out, was much easier to play, but EU5 is tough. There is so much going on. CK at times is like early game, very much you're tied into your own dynasty and your own era, your own area. You're not growing out. So but this is my favorite all-time game. I absolutely love this. I mean, I normally do sports games on this channel, and strategy is very much on the back burner, but I love EU4. I put in, oh gosh, what did my grand total end up being? Like, well, I never knew the actual grand total because I first got it at a time where I was dirt poor, and so I got it through other means, and sat on version 1 for years before I finally had the means to then invest in getting the game and all the DLCs and going, oh, it's changed. Oh, it's changed a lot. Oh my. It's something in excess of like 20,000 hours, and even then I am no expert in this game. So there's a learning curve for sure, but it's doable. It's absolutely doable. Right now we have multiple commanders that are absent, missing. We have no... There's that pull off your commander from somewhere else thing again. It would be nice. I need to pay attention to the icons because there they are. Commander. Available. And the new First Army definitely needs commander. Hold on, what's your trait? Nope, nothing useful. Okay. Alright, so we're sitting on 15k, and I think it's time to take the next step because a lot of these constructions are done or will be done soon. Pondo. What else can you do to keep this army fed? Gunsmith, Market Warehouse. Looks like that's what we're on to, is Market Warehouse and Marketplace. They are done. We have built this economy up here. So we have our 15k. We have 3 light, 3 heavy. I want 2 more heavy. I should have checked what our costs are looking like, though. I have not grown much, which is exactly what we wanted. We do not have enough copper in the capital. We are Pondo, still tools. Tools slightly a problem. And tools will play in as a factor on these two. They do cost tools. Yes, and I've been working on a campaign that overlapped to the last FM25, and the campaign that I have going now is a youth academy challenge. Everything happens from the youth academy. We have never drawn in transfers from outside, and we started at the lowest depths, and I started with current ability 1 for everybody. We got relegated in the first year, but I played one division above bottom for that reason, knowing that was going to happen. And then we have built, I had a fan base and nothing more. And we are all the way up to Premier League now. Just won the Europa League this year, and it's been, I don't know, 30, 40 seasons. Long playthrough on that one. It's exciting. We're so close to getting that Champions League, which was the ultimate goal. I haven't got that Premier League title just yet either. We're working on that. But it's hard when you can't recruit from outside. We're sitting on hundreds of millions of dollars and can't buy in. But we have a new cabinet seat. So we are going to hire somebody here for that. And, oh gosh, I need to decide what I want them to do before I hire somebody. So let me figure out. We have change societal values, develop province, diplomat endeavors, province control. We could do province control and then change our assimilate to work on our West Africa region. Like, that's a lot of pops. And enable governor would be a possibility. So, yeah, we're going to do that. So we're going to increase province control. Oh, it's province. It's not area. Shoot. Do we not have increase area? Oh, we do have increase area control. But can we do it ×2? We couldn't do that before, but we can integrate area ×2. Increase. They changed that one. They did not change this one. It's still only local province. That's going to make it harder. But we'll make it work. We'll get through it. So you're going to assimilate there. That means we need admin. And a 53 is all I have available right now. That is pathetic. That's so bad. But they'll get there. It'll give me an increased control. And that means we're going to assimilate here instead of there. We will still assimilate area, though. We're up to 41%. Assimilate Jolof. All right, sweet. 0%. Will we make gains? Here's the question. The control's not yet up, right? It's going to take... It just went from 2% to 5% already. So it's already ticking up. It'll top out at 28 in Tivione. That's the big one we want anyway. That's the 75k pops that we can turn into a city. And so therefore, with a max control of 28 that it's pushing towards fairly quickly, it will, hold on, demography, plus 62. Plus 62. And that's going to go up as control goes up towards 84. That's going to still take a really long time with 75,000 pops, but we will get there. 0.06. It's making gains. The DAR is also moving up. It's at 0.16. Beer done. Doorbell. Beer done. DAR. Door. Okay, so it's spread throughout the area, not just the state. Jeez, that one's also got 66k pops, but it is moving. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. It's functioning. Mr. Egg, Well, happy to have you here, and enjoy the rest of your day. Hopefully work's not too troublesome for you. Ooh, we're about to exit the age of absolutism into that final age of like revolution, whatever it's called. Tax efficiency for cabinet member. Hey, that's good for me. 286. We've got 20k, which is already more than what I expected. The last element we wanted to add in is a royal mortar. Just one, because I anticipate the cost is going to be pretty dang ridiculous. We just finished our East Lunda exploration. Take a naval tradition and Satanda. Satanda, where are you hiding? Probably this one. Yeah, Satanda. Okay, so next up. Okay, that's probably the next exploration we need to finish, because we'll pop up to that one before we push east. And we're already working on this one now, which means that's the next. We're still making 300 or making more than we were. Actually, we're making 300 ducats now, so yeah, let's keep pushing things along. Hidden, okay. It is 1k, I was right. Alright, so we have a 21k army. Artillery in the center. No cav, it's heavy infantry flanking it, but that 21k army should. Especially if we can add in about 15,000 levies, be enough. Army maintenance, and that went up a lot. We are looking at... We need cannon in the capital region. Pondo tools. Without another town, we can't do anything about the tools. So yeah, we have what we have for the market locally. As soon as they move up here, though, it's going to be a different story, and they're going to have problems. These guys are only providing so much. It's definitely not the same. Oh, hey, we need a spy network. Just about ready to start war, and we do not have a CB. Cannon in the capital. Cannon in the capital. Let's fix that. Disease. Oh, the plague is back again. Oh my goodness. Strikes again. Cannon. We need cannon. Not in Pondo. We need cannon around here. And where is my cannon? Should be high on the list. It's going to be a moneymaker. It is high on the list. Alright. That should do the trick. 5. Stability is maxed out. Holy cow, I've done it. We're losing 20,000 pops right now. We're up to over 11 million, by the way. That's healthy. Assimilation of Joloff's moving along. Not rapid, but it's moving. Now, quick spy network. Kind of slow. Darn. I did not anticipate that I was suddenly going to be ready for the war, only to realize that, oh wait, we're not ready for the war. We will enter the next stage here soon. I think I am going to kind of sit on this for a little bit, build up a little bit in the coffers, but maybe not just yet, as I think I want to get some hospitals. Get 5 of them. We have a lot of hospitals already, but we're definitely not maxed out on that. Not interested in a war with Tamtok, but I am interested in giving my bum a rest. I'm going to stand up for a second. Yeah, I'm still here, but... a break of sorts. All right. Something's up. That's research done. Research done. Okay. Possible urban rights in capital. Back to the tree. Do I still want to get everything? Yeah, there's still more in this age that's going to be important. Local governors. Power projection. Speed of integration. We'll take that. Food production. That's going to be worth some money. And construction speed. Okay, I'll take that. Rights of the crown. That sounds like a policy of crown power, but with negative trade-offs. Yeah, not a great option, actually. Manufactories are definitely good. Minting office. Local crown power and max control 5%. It's an upgraded. That's a really expensive building, but it's a good building. I think we need to have money makers first, which means we need to get into all these like liquor manufacturing and whatnot. It's actually a pretty dang good one right there. Maximum RGO lumber output, coal output. Those are going to make us some good money. Tanning manufactory. I guess we're heading down that path right now. It's time to make more ducats since they flipped the economy on us. I mean, we're back into a stable state, but we're still 500 below where we were. I think that might do it for now. How much did I just queue up? 11. Okay, we'll take that 11. I think I might look back into older ages after that one. For there's going to be other new things on the tree. It's not just this age. We're 2 months away. No, 1 year and 2 months away from the next age. Plague's hitting again. Plague's hitting hard again. 473,000 dead. That's this time, right? Yeah, that's this time. 509. 66 million people. Great Woo have lost 10 million. That's our population. Holy crap. Oh, I thought we would have leftover resistance, and it seems like that is not the case. Minor rebel uprising triggered. I didn't even notice, but it's a minor one. It's okay. It's not a war. Not a conflict. hospitals. 4 more being built. Let me make that 5 more again. Who is that, everybody? All hospitals that can be built are now being built. Meaning every town or above has a hospital, or will have a hospital once construction's done. Okay, England, how are we looking in comparison these days? I love that perfectly balanced part. Militarily is quite closely balanced. Our economy is now quite a bit larger than their population has taken a much bigger hit than ours. They're down to 7.3 million. And their navy is smaller than ours now. It might finally be time. But we're perfectly balanced with France. They have 0 standing army. Their economy could not handle it. They have a bigger economy than ours, and they couldn't handle it. They barely have a navy. Okay, it looks like a lot of nations are taking the update and getting hit hard. I think the plague here is also hitting people hard, but we are getting more and more and more powerful. And I think war in Europe is going to be it's back on the table. But we've got to deal with war with Rosfi first. We're at 17. Spy Network needs to get to 20. Fabricate that CB. Our annexation of Ofali is down to 3 years. We need to annex Connacht as well. And they are able to start. That is improving opinion with them. We can cancel that, so trade one for the other. 21 years. Oh man. 20 years into the era. That might not get done before they end up rebelling. Doesn't matter how much they like us. The rebellions will come, especially of the colonies. So looking at that one, because it's been a while. We haven't spent much time over here at all. Nova Scotia, of late anyway. New York. Erie. Santee. Karankawa. Those are all colonies of ours. So how many was that? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, Rappahannock also 5, 6. Is that right? We have 6 colonies. Ten subjects overall. We have Oriel just as a tributary, right? Bad CB. We learned that early in the campaign. And then the 2 here, so that's 3. So actually there's 7. Who am I missing in my count? Oh, right. Okay, it's showing up on the list. The secessionists. They belong to New York, I thought. Since when do they belong to me? Start annexation. Okay. It's only going to take 3 years to annex them. There you go. They are secessionists of New York, and that's why they're showing up on my list, maybe? Military exercises is definitely the best option right now, especially when we're about to go to war. 45%. We'll need 5 more percent to get that going off. Oh, the spy network. 25. I still have 1.25. We have enough. CB. We have religious war plus 20% is the best option. So there you go. And we want to start with the gold provinces here. So that's our CB. That's the first one you grab. It's going to cost me more, but I want to give you extra strength. Give me Yeah, drill army. Get these guys some experience, even though it's gonna cost me even more. Oh, I have no combined arms bonus. Whoa, what was that? Oh, there you go. Into the new age. Haha. Local governor and power projection. All the more reason to go after England, as we can afford another local governor. Age of Revolutions. Army initiative. Artillery power. Manpower. Reinforcement efficiency. Logistics distance. Army morale movement cost. Coastal patrols. Proximity cost report. Okay. I was excited by the first couple, but it really dropped off after that. Sailors. Tax efficiency 3%. That might do it right there. War score efficiency. That's another one. Trade range. Proximity cost through maritime presence and roads. Trade maritime advantage. There's a lot of good ones in Diplo. That's an easy choice right now. A cabinet seat is nice. Separatism helps, but it's not going to do much for the era. They are just going to do what they do. Production efficiency. Army maintenance efficiency. That's pretty handy. Obviously, economically, that's the big thing right now. Minting threshold 1% is nice, but Diplo focus, that's pretty dang easy choice for me. Alright, all of the current rebels are fading. I don't need to be making the spy network anymore, so we can go ahead and drop it. The religious war already at 20%. Seat, there you go. Who's disloyal? Erie is disloyal, probably because of the annexation situation. But it's Age of Revolutions. Like, it's gonna just happen. Reminds me, my union. Can I do anything with my union right now? Scotland. Ooh, we're paying 13.9 ducats to them as part of the union. Yeah, we need to keep working on this. Integration level is only at 1. There's a parliament. Union integration level with all its... Okay. We already established seniority. We have assured offense. There we go. Diplomatic liberties is an option. Let's get into that and see what we can do here. And union integration level, we want that. Unified external diplomacy. We've got a chance to integrate. Do I want 5% happiness or 1100 ducats? No, 15% unhappiness is bad to the only one who's not happy. So I'll take the 5% happiness. Kasango discovered. Okay, that should be the one right up here. And Kilwa's not involved there either. Good. For the I was gonna say for the sake, but no, suddenly we're losing money again. Burgundian independence movement. That's towards us. Do we want to try to make Erie happy in the short term? Plague is still ongoing, but it's not affecting us like it was. So I'm guessing it's out of our area. Yeah. Left us behind, except for here. Okay, new core to Scylla is a new core. Is that a... That was, yeah, right there, to Scylla. So that just flipped in our favor is all. Oh, cabinet member from other estate, yeah. So, how's it looking over here, briefly? Yeah, the Genoese targets remain. Getting after them soon might be preferred option. Oh, I want to see, hold on, for the age. Enlightenment. Constantinople, 2.5%. This could be damn near anywhere. Are we even on the list? No. We are not on the list for the Enlightenment, so it will not spawn for us. Erfurt, one, Venezia, Wetzlar. Looks like we have some German, a lot of HRE options, but it's also Italian options for industrialization. La Vie en Masse, Egypt. That is... no idea where that is. Oshima? Is that, like... that might be, Japan. Constantinople. Ayutthaya, that's, Southeast Asia, Encore. And those are already your higher percentage ones. So we are not going to spawn any of the columns. We're at 8% chance monthly right now for the institutions to spawn, but we will not spawn any of them. We'll have to hope for European spawns so that we get them sooner rather than later. But for the moment, we're back down to like 30, 40, 50 ducats at the moment on what we're getting. Joloff's almost 1%. It's getting somewhere. And the increased control, 17% is okay. Doyvane has got what we need. Speed of integration, that's nice. A little late. We've already integrated so much of what we have. With 27%. Yeah, we're making 2 ducats now. That helps. That means we can afford to turn you into a city. There we go. Buhagla. Tunis. Okay, Tunis. That's not going to take terribly long to reach us. Eesh. That's okay.
We're still paying off some legitimacy. That's part of what's knocking us down a little bit right now. Ooh, check. 65%. Okay. I think it's time to get you up into the mountains up here. Get another check on how Rosfi is looking. They got 110k. It's a little more than what they had. They also have 2k more regulars than what they had. They have a little more manpower than what they had. But pretty sure we can still take them. It just kind of depends on whether they hit us with 100% of their force. 21k can't handle 110k, even if we have a lot of healthy advantages. So how fast can I bring my levies in to support? How many levies do I have to support? And can we avoid a fight altogether? Let me do one more little prep thing for the secondary market. We already have the tannery, we already have the weapon, cannon, tools, gunsmith, all of them. So what else can you give me that's going to help? Nothing. Okay, so Shoma. Shoma, meanwhile, does not have. So get the cannon workshop. Get the weapon workshop. Get the gunsmith. And we should also get these guys kind of on the go, but I think we can do that here first. You have good things down there like a library, a theater, cultural tradition. I'll take that first and foremost. Marketplace, local council, library. There you go. Okay, yeah, we're back up to 200 ducats. Erie, let's try to make you happy, huh? For now, Erie. Proof of opinion. There we go. $85. 3 more months. I think we're getting 5% a month, right? Wasn't paying that much attention to it, but I believe that's what I noticed. Do I have... Is this why you're telling me there's someone out there that I could hire who sucks? Yeah, who's going to die first is really the question to be asking. We'll wait till they die. We don't need to waste stability. Well, we have maxed out stability, but we can save our money. Oh, you're starving because we are standing with a big old army eating all your food. Let me see. What is the state? Let me see. Let's see. Geopolitics. Oh, gosh, no wonder. You are all alone. Oh, and your tin. Well, tin is good. We do want to upgrade that, but we need to give you also something else, like a market village. Yeah, food cap. A little late for that. You're not going to be here for long. Malunga might be a better place to put you. 3 months, and then they move out of the area.
Levy en masse. Tunis again. Tunis has spawned two institutions. Are we getting any sort of benefit in the capital right now? 0-0. There's our CB. Well, already. Yeah, neither one is making it towards us right now. It really doesn't look like it's left. Well, they're still working on just getting the Enlightenment themselves, and the Levy en masse, there's your two spawn locations. So they're still in the first location. Once they hit 100%, then it'll start to spread out elsewhere. See, those guys are on 0. Morocco would be obviously a big candidate, but their capital's inland. Big city here would be something, right? It's all zeros. So until it actually triggers. But that's wild that Tunisia has. How strong is Tunisia in this campaign? They're strong enough that we are perfectly balanced. Very, very close militarily, very, very close economically. We just have a larger population base, but they are... Where's the rank? 27. Still, bit of a surprise. Lucky that they've been able to spawn two of the 3 institutions for the age. It's going to give them a real leg up. You'll see them move up the ranks a little bit with those, you would think. Okay. Ready for war. Declare war. Nobody else is joining. That says they've only got 62,000, but we'll see about that. Burgundy offensive war would join 70k, but I don't think they're going to get anywhere near us. Religious war. 20% conquer and subjugation cost, but we just still lack better CBs. Alright, now I know first thing is you're going to go straight for the war goal. And then we'll pop around and pick up these guys down here. So bam, 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 bam. And then work our way up. There is a castle down here. There's a city there. You're going to definitely want to take that. I think you avoid that castle. No reason to sit and siege that. There's a second. There's a third. They do have some castles. It's just all up here. There's 4 of them up there. 1 holding off the capital, though we could sneak in the back way. But I think you do want to take that city and then kind of go from there. So sweep around, take all of these, go take that city, work your way back inland towards there and across. But I think once we get to that city, we look at what our war score is like and what we can take. And the other activity here is we need some levy support. Those 21,000 cannot be expected to take on 110k themselves. But here's the sucky thing, we don't want to call all levies up. As nice as that would be, I want to raise just the levies here. Try to build militiamen as many as possible in the best location. No, see, that still doesn't pull everybody. That's just... Okay. Everything to the south. Now I'm not doing any sort of head counting here, but it's definitely going to be some additional levies, that's for sure. Thousands, yes, but how many thousands? I don't think that's going to be the 10 to 15,000 I was hoping for. Now, they are largely levies. Their levies are not going to just automatically show up in their capital.
there's going to be at least some regional. There we go. Yeah, there's 677 right there. All right, like I said, I want all the South to just pull in together. But, shoot. Pull in for there, because you guys will be there soon enough to get to that location. So will you. I think I'll take all of these guys and push them towards like the third location. Same here. These are the guys we want to just meet. So let me grab everybody I can grab here. And we wanted to bring you down. It's like Barsawa, wasn't it? No. Here. Alright, now there was still one left back here. And then we had these guys. I think we got everybody on the move. Okay, small amount of attrition. There's 1,000. So it would have been nice to catch them out. But they moved away just a little too soon on us. Okay, go ahead and merge. And then head towards the third location, and you will catch up. We're 87%. And we have the war goal, so it's going to make it even easier. And you guys can all now, everything in the south, as we've already grabbed the third location, can all now head for the fourth location. You three, meanwhile, can just merge up. And the plague has come down to this army. But that means it's come to them too, hopefully. War score at 14. All right. Merge and move on. And now take everybody else and also move on. Still catching up. 23,000 so far gathered. We'll merge what we have over here for now. There's 21,000. This is exactly what I was looking for. That's their regulars also. We could absolutely crush that group. They are being joined by others, but we will make a beeline for them here soon. They're sitting in Mapalana. About to have 25k, but so am I. Where are they going? Mapaluna? What? Oh, gains food from Bombella. So they'll be in Bombella. We'll lose sight of them there. Question is do they pop out in Bakoni? If not, then we know that they're going to be in Mashashing. And they would have a river crossing, it looks like. No, that's a road. Not a river. There is a river. Yeah, there is a river crossing. Yeah, march right in on me, please. Please do. Keep merging up as we get the chance. Give them a morale boost. Shouldn't be any other additional penalties. Just oh no, it's hills also. So they would be carrying a +2 penalty crossing the river. So please don't show up in Mbakoni. And they haven't. They haven't, which means they're probably in the mountains of Mashashing. I will not march into the mountains of Mashashing. I'm not going to take the river penalty and the mountains penalty. Occupation successful. There you go. More troops coming in. I'm going to stay put here for a little bit because, again, they're not there. I'm hoping they're right here. I have a 23% war score, so we could already get a fair... Did I not take... Are you the regional... province capital? Ah. Do I need to back off then? If they don't come in on me here shortly, I will. I'll back off and take that. Or I'll take this small force and let them take it. Oh, there they are. They did go into Bakoni, and I do not know, as the river runs through the territory, I do not know if we would get a penalty here. They're going to march in on my lands, in which case we can bypass them and go to Swazi and take out that 1400. Little bit of war score for that. They're gonna march straight through, going for the war goal. We'll have to come circle around and take that back. These guys are making progress on getting gathered. We have the ability to move up, but I don't want to. I think there's going to be larger forces around, so you're going to move towards Swazvi. They're about to grab that war gold back. Is 27% enough to grab a decent amount without taking any losses? That could be nice. And we already know that we want the Nitsona Tatsi Satsi. Okay, finish that state off. We wanted to get the part of the capital. Let me see. Gold. Where are you hiding? Okay, this one is gold, but that is part of the capital. So we could get this lead down there. So let's get that into the deal. And this. Okay, let me see what else we have down here. That's gold. Gems. Copper. Silver there. Okay, so let's get into those. Okay, we've got the silver. Got to get this one. You just take the whole state there. Okay, that was the gems. So I think we grab these states for the sake of it. Iceland, they're not happy right now, but that's because we cut them off. Uncut them off and we're back to a plus 12. There you go. Go ahead and finish this state off. And that state, we're still a plus 5. Antagonism is just for them. Nobody else is bothered by what we're up to, so we're good on all of that. For the sake of it, let's get the castle and state there, and we're down to a 0. Take out that last one, you got a plus 1. That would be a pretty good first haul. That doesn't hurt me too much. It also connects me up around this side for future endeavors as you push north. It also saved me a ton of money. We didn't end up spending for this war at all. But that's only a 33. Like, we could absolutely take more. But as far as how that antagonism's looking, even Rosfi's not going to hate us that much. It would drop below the 50 long before. I think I'm pretty okay with this being what we get. Otherwise, I'm going to have to circle around and grab that. We're going to have combat, which is going to take losses, but I think I'm pretty okay with those losses, actually. We want to be greedy and get more. Don't want to cross the river, so we want to come in through the mountains here. Let's go get them. Oh, there's 18,000 more. And then they just took the war goal off of us, dropping us 5%. And 17,000 more. That's the regulars. We want to take these other guys on first. You're on your way to Kanungwai. If we go here, I think we go north and take out the 17K. And I wanted the other forces. There's industrialization in Venezia. Venice. Takes that one. You guys can't march in like that, though. And you're still waiting on those last couple of reinforcements to arrive before I can really bring you in. I don't mind that they're taking things back. Like, we can reclaim all of that. This is now about having a large conflict all at once with all of their forces. And they do have 18,000 reinforcements, and they're probably going for M. Dinaneni. My commander is not the best commander. Let me replace you with whoever the best is that we could grab. I mean, the king would be pretty dang good, but let's get Sir Thomas Mordha in charge. It's hills. I'm going to have a +1 attacker penalty. These guys have not started moving. They are. They're going to be close. They're going to give reinforcements. It's whether both units are able to get in there.
All right, here we go. First battle of the day. And shoot. I just realized what time it is. I need to be wrapping this up. We have a +3.25 morale advantage. We have a +1/4 tactical advantage. We have a +10% discipline advantage. So yeah, we are much, much stronger than they are. But we did take a little bit of a morale hit entering. And their center fell like right off the bat. We're more than 2-1 on the kill count. This flank is looking particularly strong. They're already down to 9,000. Are the 18,000 moving in? Yes, they are. Are the 26,000 inbound? Yes, they are. This first group, though, we're wiping the floor with them, and it's going to be over before they arrive. Reinforcement speed, okay, that's nice. Almost a full stack wipe. They have 1,000 light infantry and 400 auxiliary in retreat. That's it. That is it. We completely wiped that group. 3K losses to do so. There's the small force. They've given up. They have given up. It's a hills penalty if we were to walk in on them. Let me wait until I am full strength, and they stopped as well. I'm not going to wait until I get this siege, because then they're also going to siege. Let's just go take out this 18K now. We know that we can wipe the floor with them as well, though I'm a little bit weaker, right? We lost 3K. But this is exactly what I was talking about. Take them split up. You can wipe the floor with them. Take them all at once. That's a different matter. We've lost 3K. Like I said, a little more in terms of losses this time. Looks like we'll lose 4K, maybe 5. Nah, it's 4K, barely 4K. Full stack wipe this time. Just 4K in losses. Go ahead and return and take this back. It's also going to give me some good war score. And now, numerically, they don't have so much. They got 27K left. And that's it. That's the entirety of their forces. So we're going to take this. And if they stay put, we're going to go take Moy. Which will set up the angle to come through, get your river crossing out of the way, and then march straight through. This one has a +1. So we'll have the same penalty that we had previously, but two things about this one. One, they do have regulars in this force. And two, they have about 7K to 9K more than what the other two forces had. So I want my 5K reserves to make it before we fight. We're gonna wait it out. I need that war goal back, so I do want to go after him, but I'll go after him with the full might here. Still taking the plague, by the way. %. We're only 1% above where we were since we're not holding the war goal, and it's dropping because they're gaining in the meantime while they hold the war goal. Coming of age. That was a family member coming of age. Put him in charge of the first fleet. Oh, 2. Hey, we're getting there. Okay, wait for the morale to come up.
24,000. They are on the move. They are on the move. They are running for Tabang. Here comes the 1K as well. Are we not going to catch them? How quickly are they going to get there? 16 May. How quickly am I going to get there? 29? Hold on. Recover your morale. Okay, it's not a... Is that... we're not going to get a river crossing here, right? Do I need to take them, or do I just go grab the Wargle? Just go grab the freaking Wargle. We've already beat the bulk of their forces. We know that in a fight, I'm confident now, but we would take some losses, and it's really not necessary. Go grab the Wargle. This 25 is going to flip to quite a bit higher. We already... Well... Did we chase them off the Wargle, or did they just go to do other tasks? I'm thinking they're going to do other tasks, but... Looks like you're about to cross a river. I'd like to see you come this way. Maybe you're going to Moy, but... Food production. Big research item right there. Nope, there they are. Wait, how am I down to 19? Oh, defender ticking still. Now we've got the full hold on that. Okay, I do not want to cross a river. Go take this one back. This war will end before they take this back, by the way. Not a fan of this attrition we're taking. Yeah, they're gonna head right back for it. Oh, it's only back to 0. It used to flip back and forth to whatever you had previously. Like if you were at 7% before, it would have started at 7% again once you had control of it. Instead, it's reset to 0. It's reset to 0, and we're only at 27%. Maybe I need to go take them on, huh? Stop this madness. Let's go. Gotta wait for the morale to come up, though. We're not marching into this with 40% morale. Hills here. Get morale up, morale up. There you go. Alright, let's go take them. Sweden has a CB. They've had many CBs on us. They've never declared war. There we go, found them. And we're not losing much less than they are. Much closer fight. But their center's gonna fall soon. And we are going to help, because that evened this one out, but we were enough ahead. There we go, take control, got it. 23,000, they've got 3,000 left, that's it. Alright, now, split. Go get that war goal back. Sir Thomas, no, find somebody who's not currently in command. Sir Alfred. freedom of the press. No, I like research progress. And legitimacy, that's costly though. That is super costly. Alright, we got that Wargle back. Go get Moy. Yeah, I would have liked to avoid that fight altogether, but the war score was just not tipping in enough in the direction we needed it to. This is all they have left now, 3,800. So either one of these forces can take it, which means we can stay with 2 forces now. Ooh, they are recovering. I'm not back in my lands. I would need to go back into my lands to recover. So we will need to bring our forces back together. So, link back up. Okay, instead of going down here to grab 1, let's push to the north where it's a little bit closer. And we can pop into our border right thereafter and get reinforcements. Another coming of age. The adult heir. There you go. Oi, oi, oi. Annexing, okay. That is the former vassal of New York. I think this is going to be more about the character, like this one. Fantastic. Our son is like a 41. What was that? 40. That was pretty lousy. You should have had 50 plus everything. 41, 52, 76. I figured 50, 50, 80. Not far off, but the admin's definitely low. We don't want him coming into charge anytime soon. Now 39 for the king. 45% for the war score also. Alright, like I said, we want to pop in and get reinforcements. Got to be in our own lands to get reinforcements. 50% war score. Okay, let's go ahead and move up a spot to Shawa. There's your turn of the month. Got 7,000 back. $55%. That's getting closer to that territory of what we wanted. We need to get this so we can get all of the gold up here. So actually, that's where we should be moving. So never mind along Shawa. Let's come into God's Moon, and then we'll push up to there from that. Take the capital, and then take this land as well as the next. Any sign of their small army? No. Remember, it's about 10k. They got a decent amount of reinforcements in. Yeah, 7k. They're at 9.6. Well, this says they're at 7.5. Alright, we got that one. Let's go get that capital. And then we'll siege Nelatali until all of the capital is held. Get the 5% bonus for the siege. Okay, got it. We'll start the siege. 70% now. get hold of those. Still no sign of that army. They've retreated. Looks like they're going to stay retreated. One more turn of the month. We have all of that. And that should do it right there. 75% war score. Looks like we also just finished another task. Somebody's been integrated. Labrador. Wow, you got all of that done, huh? Let me move on and get the next one. Integrate area. Quebec. Okay, so 75%. We have enough now. We also have a siege bonus. They're not doing any sieging. We wanted to get those gold provinces. Let's also get this one. I don't necessarily need to take their capital. So I'm going to do score-wise. Not too bad. I want to get the rest of Kunmati. I want to get Shashi. Just for the border gore sake. And that means we're probably going to also get down here. Mdamani. And Tassanine. So right now we're at 62 plus 53. The antagonism is very much higher, but it's for them. They have a lot of antagonism. Nobody else cares. Even Kilwa doesn't seem to give a crap that we are conquering their neighbor. Let me see what else is. Should be a goal. There's copper up here. There's more copper there. There's more gold inland. So I think that's your next pocket. You want to get into this area. There's more gold up there. Get in towards Kilwa. Leaving them this coastal stuff is what's less important. So I think we want to make a push northward through there. So middle Limpopo. Conway, Upper Ronde or whatever that is, Runde, Lower Runde, and we're over 100. Maybe not Lower Runde. I'm at 92 right now. I don't care about maps or anything like that, so I don't think we need to bother with any of that. This was more about pushing northward. So can we get this? 99. Don't care about the ducats either. That's 104. That's 103. That's 102. 101. 101. I think that might have to do it. I guess we will take 67 ducats. And Kilwa might care a little bit now. We're sharing a border, but no, nothing's popping up. Yeah, others are still popping in, but none of it's severe. Okay, that is a huge, huge acquisition. That's 2/3, 3/4 of Rosvi. And a whole lot of gold, lead. Really important locations. Yeah, look at all that gold. We got this gold, all of that gold, all of this gold. That is a ton of gold, and then a little bit of silver. Silver has been hard for us to get in this campaign. But there you go. Huge Kingdom of Scotland addition. Kilwa can now be a target as well. If we look at theirs, Ivory, more Ivory. You do get into gold a little bit further up here. More from Rosvi, obviously, would be. There's still a lot of gold provinces up here that they have. And the one left there, that gold and iron was pretty good, but what we took wasn't great up here. We just kind of had limitations, right, war score wise. But you definitely want to take the northern stuff and the western stuff before we take what's left of the coast for them. Could absolutely have another war before too long here, but dismiss the levies. We want to send that army back down to the better location that we have. Mark it down here. I don't mind sending them on Thembu, where the barracks is. So I'll send them back down to the barracks. They'll be fully restored here shortly. Barely touching our manpower, though, I mean, some of those levies will take time to recover. More explorations needed, but it's all good. It's all good. That's a big addition for us. We are going to want to integrate, and those RGOs are going to end up making a big difference on how our minting ends up looking here shortly, because we're going to have a lot of additional gold and silver from which to mint. Okay, well, fort maintenance, turn that one back down. But otherwise, that's going to do it. That's going to do it for today's episode. So one big expansion into Rosvi. We now have our African army, and they're very capable of dealing with Kilwa and Rosvi, it would seem. Vungu, it would seem. So we can make those pushes, take those natives, get control of more and more of Africa as time goes on here. We're into the last age. The institutions are not yet spreading out. Did we get anywhere on those guys? Are they? Yes. Okay. They are starting to take off, but just locally. Just locally for now. And then Venice picked up the other. They're starting to get levy en masse and the Enlightenment. So it is starting to emerge out of the Tunisian market for us, though. I'm guessing not yet. Yeah, we're out of range on all three of those at the moment. It'll take a little while till they get to us, but they'll get to us. It's the last age. It's the last three institutions. So it's just a matter of time on all of that. And then... the 6 colonies will get absorbed soon. We already just absorbed the vassal of New York. And then we are working on the other 2 here. 12 months to annex Ofali. Connacht, though, 18 years. That one could turn into a war before we get there as the Age of Revolutions. No oddities just yet. We're going to have them soon enough. Plague is still impacting us. Devastated locations where we just had the war, that'll recover in time. We're not going to stress about that too much, but yeah, really good progress. Really good progress. Big thing though was the jump to 1.3, and the 1.3 providing us an economic flip where we lost like 1k worth of ducats monthly all at once, and we've definitely not recovered from that, but all that gold and silver, fingers crossed, that's going to translate into a whole lot of money here soon, because it'll get it in market, it'll get it in trade here pretty quickly. And can we get it into minting is the other question, or is that only coming out of our home market? Not sure. But that's going to do it for this episode. Hold on. I want to see. I want to Sofala. Yeah, see, Sofala right now. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. We'll see in time how quickly that flips. Because we do not have trade profit there where all these other guys do. And we should see that change here momentarily. Rosvi was making 40 ducats. I think we're going to be taking most of that. All right. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Thanks for tuning in. Good luck to England against Argentina. Sorry, I will not give my support the other way on that one. I'm so over Argentina and all of their referee shenanigans and their shenanigans to get every flippin' call. All right. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. And bye for now.